Roundtable watchers. Today's movie is The Adjustment Bureau. You know, I'm actually kind of excited to see this movie. I always like Matt Damon and everything he does, and it's totally my kind of story. Love story, fate, destiny, people fucking with it. I love it, it's great.
Just this morning I read that a critic said this movie was more mind-blowing than Inception, and I loved Inception, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if it's going to be good enough to stand on its own.
Yeah, I mean, I would have Matt Damon's babies, so I'll probably enjoy this movie.
I absolutely adore this movie, adore it. It was like an action thriller love story, like one of the... I had so much fun.
I did not have so much fun. It was really slow. It was the same story the entire time. Just I don't know. It was really slow. I was expecting a mix between Inception and The Matrix, but not as good, and that's exactly what it was.
I'm a hopeless romantic. I loved it. I think it's a great date movie. I had times when I was on the edge of my seat wondering if they were going to get away, especially with like the whole plan or no plan. Like, it was just, I really enjoyed it.
It was too slow. I was expecting more action. I don't know. It's a Matt Damon movie. It was good, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
I thought that, you know, my fear of people with hats was totally justified now after watching that movie. But what I did like about it was that it was a very personal story. It, you know, was just involving these two characters and not anything bigger, which I liked. It was a little slow at times, but you know, it kept me interested throughout. So
I think it was a very personal story, and I think that's why maybe I liked it so much, because I could see myself in these characters, and I actually found myself contemplating life in general, like what do I believe this, you know, and the things I believe, and are this true or is that true?
I thought about that during this movie, like that whole, I mean, it crossed my mind the like, oh, could this be the reality? But I think there have been too many movies made that have that kind of concept that it's almost lost its effect on me. Because like when The Matrix did that, it was like, oh shit, that could be real. Like that could be our reality.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Inception did it, and it's like, okay, that could be, yeah, sure. But, and I mean, those aren't the only two. There's been a ton of them. Yeah. But I feel like it's gotten to the point where it's like, now it's not original anymore, you know. It's not.
I feel bad that this movie is going to have that Inception comparison, because it wasn't Inception,
Right.
not at all. And the thing was, is it wasn't trying to be Inception. Like, it had it's a different story entirely. It wasn't about dreams. It was about fate. And I mean, we've had fate movies before, but never done in this way, and I really enjoyed the idea that there are people watching us and controlling things, and that these people overcome that with love, like whatever.
What reminded me a lot of The Matrix. It really, that whole, the fighting against the system that's trying to keep things organized and keep them veiled.
That's just
No, but like this is like even like that alternate reality. It's not just a concept of that. It like very much is like that altering reality.
Well, what I liked about it was it's all about like the choices you make, you know. He had a choice. He could just give her up, or he could go after her. And I think that's, yeah, that's life, but it's just great. And like one of the closing lines, you know, it's not free will until you go after it. And I think us as a nation, we've forgotten about that.
I think that was what for me was what was intense was because it was not just my dreams would be killed, but the love of my life's dreams would be killed, and it's just like, oh my God! But it's, you know, you love this person so much, and how do you make that choice? I was with them the whole time. I mean, and then when there was the action, that scene where he was running at the end for her was like the ultimate scene for me.
Here's what was missing in that. We didn't see anybody actually chasing him. Like, we saw them talking about going after him, and we knew that that was there, that they
and that you actually saw.
But when he like started running, like I wanted him to look behind him and see a guy in a hat. That's all I needed for him to have that motivation to run. But it was all theoretical when he was running.
And the thing that kind of bugged me a little bit about the story, I think it took away a little bit, was the fact that the whole reason that they weren't supposed to be together was because of the plan. But the reason that they, you know, still ran into each other was because of the old plans, and it was like, well, maybe it would have meant more if it had nothing to do with any plans, and it was just their connection that was so strong.
This whole end, the whole end that came in, and how there's like this, there's the plan, but then there's this other plan. I kind of would have liked to have seen that injected somewhere, like earlier in the movie. So like maybe you don't really know what's going on, but it's like, okay, wait a minute, there's something else going on here, you know? Because I felt like it was all laid out for me, and I knew everything that was there. And like even when he was talking about like don't go through the door the wrong way, I mean, I knew they were going to, and I knew what
when they
was
say
there.
don't do that, you know at some point someone's gonna do that.
But I also knew what was behind the door. Like it wasn't, there was no mystery left in this movie, and I think that's what took the drama out of it for me. Like I just felt like there were no stakes, and when the stakes were established, the characters blew them off so easily that it just
come on, when you, as a person who loves, and I know her, I know Liz, she loves romantic movies, so I'm really surprised by this. When they're out in the field and he's like poured his heart out and like, you gotta trust me and I love you, and all.
my God,
I was like bawling. It was so
easy. That was so, their whole relationship was so
like, no, the best part was like he thought I thought he did a great job. I honestly believed that he thought that he was gonna have a lobotomy. He was getting erased. That was it. His life was over, and he didn't care because he'd rather spend the last 15 minutes of his life with her than never having her at all. And that to me is love, like personified.
Sure. Here's the problem. It's not the performances. The performances were great. I have no problem with the performances whatsoever. I love Emily Blunt. I thought Matt Damon did a great job. I thought they were all great. It's the story. It was the architecture of the story, because I didn't forget. I mean, I didn't actually forget, but I forgot that was happening. That wasn't there for me. That the fact that if he chose that path, his life was essentially over. Like that. It wasn't there, it wasn't talked about enough. He didn't, like he mentioned it to her, but like, I don't know, that presence wasn't there for me. It was more like, if I'm with you, these guys are gonna chase me and we're gonna have to run. Yeah, that's what was there.
I totally really forgot that if he was gonna be with her, he was gonna get his mind erased, until they were like, oh my God, he talked about us, let's go erase his mind. I was like, oh, that's why he's running again. I thought it was just because, he wanted to be with her.
And like the whole time, the time jumping, the 3 years and the 11 months, really 11 months. I don't know, that caught, I was like, why 11 months? But that, like, I didn't see that. I didn't see 3 years go by. And I get maybe the point is that nothing changed for him in those 3 years. Like he still wanted to, but literally when they said 3 years later and they cut to him, it looked like it could have been the next day. And the fact that their relationship was built on these exchanges, which were super cute. They were super cute, and I totally get how they should have been together. But they weren't ever together. Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole point of this, though, is like it's true love. Like that's the point of this movie. It's like I don't necessarily think it exists or doesn't exist, but that's the point of the movie, is to take you away and go, hey, this is, it's like, it's straight up Princess Bride, As You Wish. Like, it's, Wesley and
No, Princess Bride is so much better. You can't compare this to Princess Bride.
I'm just saying, that concept of true love, that no matter what happens, you will continue to go after that person. Well, no matter what.
But in Princess Bride, they had a history. They had something built. Yeah, but we didn't see that. We heard him say it. We heard him say it.
I don't want to watch a movie where he, for 3 years.
There's something wrong with the architecture of the story. There's something wrong with it.
And there's something.
I agree that it felt like they just didn't have enough time together to warrant the kind of things that they're going through in the story, which was what I thought was lacking, because they had like a day or two together, and
total when you put it together.
That's my main quip with trying to tell a romantic story, which is really hard to do in such a short period of time. But it feels like it's just like they met and then.
I get it though. I get it. I get that, like, you meet somebody and you just feel it and you can't stop thinking about them. You can't, and you don't know why. And I get it. And I just was with them the whole freaking time.
I feel like part of the thing is once the Adjustment Bureau stepped in and said, hey, you can't be with her, that's also another big driving force. For me, if you tell me, wait, I'm sorry, I can't have that ice cream cone? Oh, I can't have that? Oh, well, we'll just see about that.
Now.
I'm gonna get that ice cream cone.
Well, what I liked about it was that, like, it was like a romantic with action, because you don't really see that.
I agree. Sometimes this movie reminded me of Good Will Hunting because he was the fun, charming Will kind of character, quick talking, really adorable. And then you have the British girl who, like, you know, is just quirky and tomboyish. But I love Good Will Hunting, so I was like,
Good Will Hunting has got a great story. Like the story, like I'm telling you, the story bothers me. It really bothers me.
I don't know. I definitely think, you know, it's based on a short story, so it takes a lot to take one short story and take that concept and make an entire 2-hour film. And I think what they did was, yeah, is it lacking a little bit? Probably, but I didn't care. Like, I was definitely on the edge of my seat a couple times being like, are they going to be together? Are they getting away? I don't know. I honestly was willing to go with the story, and I didn't know, and that to me was enough.
It wasn't about like trying to save humanity or like getting, having all the people wake up and realize they've been controlled and revealing what's going on behind the scenes. No, it was just like, I want to be with this person, and that's all I care about, and that's what I appreciated about the story.
This is a religion, like faith type movie almost. I mean, more than which is, I think that's such the big difference between man or machine controlling society and the ultimate plan. And in this one, like, the chairman is God, obviously, and he gives you choice. I mean, there was free choice. They say we've tried multiple times to give you free choice, and as a society, you've screwed it up, and so we've taken it away. But perhaps we can give certain people here and there. So
if they prove that they're worth, then that's what they get.
And one point, the moral is, you know, at some point, hopefully, as a society, we can come together and make our own choices, and we can all not screw it up again.
Exactly.
Go see it, and especially, I think it's a great date movie, and I mean, Matt Damon's gorgeous, so why wouldn't you?
I would say, if you're really like a Matt Damon lover, come see it. If not, you can wait for the DVD. Even Netflix will be fine.
The performances were great. I'd say stream it on Netflix.
If you're interested in the movie and the premise, then you should go see it, but you know, I don't think there's any rush if it's something that doesn't off the bat intrigue you.
Go see it. Go see it, go see it. It's an action movie. Ultimately, I mean, you want to see it on the big screen, and it's a love story, which makes me happy, and Justin. So